Okay, now we're going to do cucumbers and sour cream. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to peel off the tops and the bottoms on all of these. This way it'll make peeling them a little bit easier. This is one of those ones where you can prep a day ahead of time, because what you're going to do is you're going to put some kosher salt on this, and you're going to let the water drain out of most of your cucumbers, and then tomorrow we're going to go ahead and put sour cream in this. But what you took out, not yet, but what you took out will be replaced with sour cream later. That makes for a more flavorful meal. So all you do is take all that green skin off the outside of it. And if most of you people have probably peeled a cucumber before, so I'm probably not. I'm going to do one. But I'm not going to bore you or insult your intelligence by doing all of them. I think most people have already grasped the concept of peeling. So we're going to do the first one, and then we're going to stop the video, and we're going to get this all done, and then we'll come back with the rest. Well, the rest for today, I should say, because we still got to let this sit and let a lot of the water drain out. We'll be back. Now we're going to start slicing them. I'm using a mandolin that I got from the Vietnamese market several years ago. I like it. And you hold it like an ink pen and you slide it down. I don't need a guard because I pretty much know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to cut myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to get all these cut so that way they're all one size, sort of. Okay, see how that cuts them, makes nice uniform. It's good for pickles too if you're making homemade pickles, which we'll probably do in a later video. We're going to do some spicy dill pickles and sweet pickles, and not none of that quick pickle crap where you just do it and throw it in the fridge, but we're going to do it the right way. We're going to do some canning, especially this fall when it's harvest season. We'll do some stuff. I'd like to get some carrots and green beans and stuff. Just can them down. Maybe do some jellies. People like jelly. I find it easier to make jelly than it is to go to the store and buy it. As I said, taking back control of the kitchen. If you do things yourself, you know what goes into it. Nope. You don't know what these people in their processed stuff is doing. So, and you don't, processed foods really aren't good for your system. Now that I'm older, I'm figuring that out. You just wanna, I find it cheaper, and I can make a whole lot more food if I just eat at home. As I said, restaurants are there just to rip you off. I see these videos of these people doing food challenges and stuff. First of all, what's the point of doing a food challenge? All you're going to do is make yourself sick. And it just shows what kind of a pig you are by eating 7 pounds of food in one setting in an hour. It's ridiculous. So, we're going to do this. It's the last one. Then we're going to move on to the next step of this, which is super duper easy. And this takes about, well, you can do it in a couple hours. I just as soon do it in a day, because I really want to get as much moisture out of this cucumber as I can, because then it'll just absorb that much more of the sour cream and onion taste. So now you get in there with your hands, kind of pull them apart, make sure everything is rinsed good. You don't want, this is going into your body. You want to make sure everything is nice and rinsed and clean. This is where you have the control. You can do what you want. I always enjoyed doing this. My grandmother used to do it for us. When my grandmother was alive, she used to make cucumbers and sour cream. Then my mom and dad started making it, and I just never stopped. The rest of my family don't make it, but I do. I don't know why, it's still one of the better tasting side dishes. And just, you know, gonna shake all that excess water off. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, and here goes the Asian thing again. I'm gonna reach over and I'm gonna grab these chopsticks. I'm gonna put one here, I'm gonna put one here, and then I'm gonna lift this up, and I'm gonna set that on top. Okay, so when the water drains out, it's not gonna go right back in. Where's that salt at? Oh, there it is. So now we're going to use the Morton, thank you, Morton kosher salt, the coarse. So we're going to sprinkle it in there. You're going to use probably a bit. The more you put in there, the more water is going to come off, and mix the top part around a little bit so it gets to the bottom stuff. It's going to make like a, I don't know, like a salt thing on the side of it. But it's going to penetrate through all the rest of this, and it's going to help pull the water out of your cucumbers. Alright. That's what you want. Give me the salt again. I'm going to put a little more in here. So we're going to add just a little bit more because we want to make sure, and it's not really going to be salty, trust me. It just looks like I'm using a lot, but I'm really not using a lot. Okay. I'll rinse off my hands. Can you get me the minced onion? Now this part here is where you take minced onion, and you sprinkle it over the top. You're going to put probably a quarter cup of the onion in it. Now the cool thing with this is what's going to happen is the minced onion is going to react with the cucumbers, and when it starts to pull the moisture out of it, it's going to put some of the moisture into the minced onion, and it's going to create an onion instead of a dry onion. And that's what you really want. You want these two to incorporate themselves well. And as you can see, it's already starting to pull moisture out of the bottom of the cucumbers. what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit overnight and pull as much moisture out of the cucumbers as I can. So we'll come back to this tomorrow. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to finish up the cucumbers and sour cream really quick for Memorial Day dinner. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this. All the water is pretty much drained off this. It's about half the size it was. So we're going to put this in here. Like that. Get your onion. As I've said in the other videos, you love your onions. Then what we got is some sour cream. And what we're going to do is add sour cream to it. Oh goody, they put a little thingy on there. What a lot of people don't do is they don't stir their sour cream first. I don't know why. You would just want to incorporate all the stuff together. It does get kind of wet on top of it, so stir up your sour cream a little bit before you do anything. Okay, so now that it's stirred up, what we're going to do is take and put sour cream in here. Probably a good dozzle like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to stir this in. And don't worry, the extra water will get with the sour cream and make a sauce. Just fold it in. Don't want to break it up. You want to keep the cucumbers whole. We're making a side dish. We're not making a smoothie or anything. Takes a little bit of stirring, not a big deal. But you want to make sure it all separates up. You know, back and forth, break up the cucumber. And what you're going to do is you're going to let it sit for a little while too. And then you know, you're taking the moisture out of the cucumber and the onion. And you're kind of pumping it back with the sour cream, and it gives it flavor, just crazy good flavor. It looks good, don't it? So I'm going to put this into another container and we're going to throw this in the fridge and let it sit and marinate together. It's always good to marinate stuff. That'll be good for that. Put a lid on her. We'll put her in the fridge. That's all there is to that one.